Well, sir, who the heck are you?
My name is Andy Williams, and I'm one of the ministers here at the cathedral. My title is Canon Pastor, and that means that I look after the congregation here, the worshipping congregation.
How big a congregation do you have at the moment?
Well, we have about 220 on the electoral roll, and on a Sunday morning, we have about 180, 200 people worshipping here regularly.
And how long has this place been going? I mean, was it built last year or something like that?
This particular building goes back to 1458. So, yes, it's pretty ancient. But there's actually been a Christian place of worship here since the 9th century.
The 9th century. Are you claiming to be the birthplace of Christianity? Because I've got a number of other places claiming to be the cradle of Christianity.
Well, we're the cradle of Christianity in Bradford, and we can claim that. This is the original parish church, of course, originally Catholic, and now it's an Anglican cathedral. But there have been people praying on this site continuously since the 9th century. So it's a much prayed in place, and I think as you walk around you can sense that it's a place of peace and prayer.
Yes, sir. Now you've just had an exhibition here. Tell us a little bit about this exhibition you've just been hosting here.
Okay, so this little corner here has had an exhibition celebrating the 400th publication, anniversary publication of the King James Bible, and the exhibition included some very ancient Bibles, including a first edition, 1611, which we were very kindly lent by Lichfield Cathedral, thank you Lichfield, and has drawn a lot of interest, and we've got an interactive sort of screen over there giving a bit of the history of how the translations came to be published.
Now, is the Bible relevant to people in Bradford in the 21st century? Or should it be, or is it rather like the one I've just seen over there that's got a label said, found hidden in the cupboard?
The Bible is absolutely relevant because it has human stories in it, people wrestling with making sense of their lives, and most people know and accept that there is a being beyond us. Most people do believe in God, and the Bible provides truth and helps us to understand who that God is and how he can relate to us.
Now, bro, you're a preacher, you're a communicator of the Bible.
Yep.
Is preaching dead?
No, preaching isn't dead. I know that we live in an interactive world with all sorts of other types of media, but words are central to communication, and the way that words are crafted is important. I think preachers have to, and I'm struggling to express this now, but they have to be relevant and careful and earthy in how they preach. But bringing truth to the present day is what preaching's about.
Now, that's a very fascinating word that you use there, if I could pick up on it. What do you mean by earthy?
Well, that it has to relate to people's everyday experiences, their hopes and fears and so on. For example, this Sunday I'm preaching about the fact it's 1 year on from the Chilean miners, and everybody was caught up in that. It was called the miracle rescue. But actually a lot of people feel caught up in their own hellhole, their own traps. And the Bible tells us how God can help rescue us from where we are to where he wants us to be.
What about the church, though? What about the church? Are we... I mean, this has been here just a little bit, hasn't it? A long time, we've been saying. So, obviously, there's been a presence, there's been a relevance. What I'm trying to find out from you is that how could we touch the people of the 21st century in a little bit more tangible way? How much more relevant could we be, and how could we achieve that?
Okay, well, there's two things. The building is here as a place of refuge, and people do come and use the space and pray, and we encourage that. But more importantly, it's the people who are central to this community who go out in all sorts of different ways and connect with people in Bradford. For example, I'm part of something called Street Angels, which is out on the streets on a Friday and Saturday night. But there are all sorts that we're involved in asylum seeker projects, refugees. We're looking to connect with some of the neediest of our city and bring people together in neighbourhoods that are often sort of separated and isolated from one another. So, yeah.
cathedrals renowned over the centuries as places of refuge and sanctuary. Is this a missing element of the 21st century church?
Well, I don't think it's missing. Bradford is a city of sanctuary, which means that it has committed itself to welcoming those on the edge, asylum seekers, failed asylum seekers, and we're part of that endeavour as well. No, I don't think it is relevant. The difficulty is that people see a big ancient building and think it's irrelevant. Once they've come in and they understand that it's inclusive, that it welcomes people of all faiths and those of none, they then actually, if they give themselves to it, they meet God here, and I believe they go away, touched by God.
Final question. In a multicultural society, in a city of sanctuary, a city that's reaching out to the marginalised and the alien, as it were, how do you preach the gospel in a multicultural society? How do you preach it well and proclaim the truth that Jesus said about himself, being the way, the truth and the life? Is that difficult, easy, or do you just have to find a good way of doing it?
I think meeting people where they are, treating people as with the cultural and faith background that they've got, and then looking for points of connection. I think that God is often at work before we are, often at work in people. And actually, if people have a heart for truth, a heart for love, then they have found God. What we have to do is confidently proclaim Jesus as the one who connects us with God.
Sir, thank you very much indeed for this interview, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.